As the third round of the royal culinary competition approaches, the palace is thick with tension. The corridors hum with whispers, the kitchens blaze with relentless effort, and the court watches with breathless anticipation. But amid the grandeur and chaos, King Lee Hyun cannot ignore the gnawing worry lodged in his chest. He walks the lantern-lit hallway alone, his expression solemn, the memory of Ji Young's bruised and blistered hands replaying in his mind like a haunting refrain. He was the one who entrusted the kingdom's fate to her, one woman against an empire, and the weight of that choice now feels like a crown of thorns. The king called Ji Young for a talk. "I never wanted this for you," he admits, his tone strained. "To see your hands like that, I wonder if I've asked too much of you." Ji Young's gaze softens. She smiles, not with cheer, but with the calm resolve that has always steadied him. "Your Majesty," she says gently, "this is not your burden to carry alone. I chose this path, not for you alone, but for everyone who calls this kingdom home." She speaks of the kitchen staff, how the palace chefs are pouring their souls into every dish. And even the Ming envoy's own chefs are pushing their limits. "How can I falter?" she continues. "When I see so many giving their all, I must match their dedication. That is my duty." Her words, full of quiet strength, reach into his heart like a balm. For the first time in days, his shoulders relax. He looks at her not as a subject, but as the woman who has become the very embodiment of courage in his eyes. The admiration he feels, no longer a quiet ember, now blazes like a fire he cannot contain. Just then, Ji Young lifts a cup of tea to her lips, but her tired hands betray her. The cup slips, and scalding liquid spills across her fingers. She gasps softly, but before she can even react, the king is already at her side, eyes wide with panic. "Summon the royal physician, immediately," he commands the nearest eunuch, his voice thunderous. In that moment, it is clear to all. Ji Young is no mere court cook to him. She is precious, irreplaceable, and the king's heart can no longer hide what it feels. But peace is short-lived. As whispers of King Lee Hyun's fierce defense of Ji Young echo through the palace walls, Mokju, once the favored consort, feels the sharp sting of rejection. Watching the king rage at the suggestion of Ji Young being sent as tribute to the Ming emperor, Mokju realizes, brutally, that she has lost his heart for good. Her jealousy festers into venom. Behind veils and closed doors, she conspires in shadows with Prince Jason. And when the king collapses suddenly during court, pale, fevered, and barely breathing, panic grips the palace. Physicians are summoned, prayers whispered, but none suspect the true hand behind the illness. Ji Young, upon hearing it, becomes worried and cook for him, preparing a light meal as he was sick, preparing his meals with utmost care. But her closeness to the king only fuels Mokju's hatred. One afternoon, as Ji Young delivers a medicinal porridge, Mokju storms in. With fury blazing in her eyes, she slaps Ji Young hard across the face, her voice trembling with rage. "You poison everyone with your presence," she spits. "You think your hands can heal what your ambition has ruined?" That same day, Ji Young is dragged away in chains. The accusation is grave. She is accused of poisoning the king. Mokju, with the help of Prince Jason, plants false evidence, medicinal herbs labeled as toxic, cleverly hidden in Ji Young's kitchen. The entire culinary staff is implicated. Royal chefs are imprisoned. The palace trembles under the weight of the scandal. Ji Young, now in a cold cell, bears the shame in silence. But her heart cries, not for herself, but for the innocent people punished alongside her. Days later, when the king finally wakes, weak but lucid, his first question is for her. Where is Ji Young? The silence that follows is damning. When he learns the truth, that she was imprisoned for trying to save him, that his loyal chefs were branded as traitors, that Mokju and Jason orchestrated it all, his fury knows no limits. He rises from his sickbed, casting aside the blankets like a warrior returning to battle. "No one touches what is mine," he declares, his voice thunderous. "And Ji Young is mine." He storms the court, demanding justice. His wrath is not just for love, but for betrayal, for the corruption that dared to twist loyalty into treason. His return sparks a fire within the court. Whispers turn to declarations. Loyalties shift. To save Ji Young, the king knows the truth must be unveiled, and Mokju and Jason's treachery laid bare for all to see. The battle for the throne, and for the heart of the nation, has only just begun.